That was sound effects.
I see that.
This is the Weekly Scramble, a place where we chat about life over a cold one or two. It's time to belly up to the pod with Mike Fratelloni and your host, Chris Reavers.
That's right. It's time for the Weekly Scramble podcast. My name is Chris Reavers. With me, as always, his name is Mike Fratelloni. Hello, Michael.
How you doing, Reavers?
I'm doing well. So much to talk about. So much to get to. I'm going to let you decide. Where would you like to begin today's podcast?
Let's talk a little bit about the World Series.
Okay.
That was a big deal. I know you were probably excited.
So, for those of you that may have missed it, we had a historic game. 18 innings, Mike. That's almost, or that is,
2 games.
2 full baseball games.
Just like, this is the best.
Can I be honest with you? So
2 games worth.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of the time frame because my oldest is usually the first one to go to bed. Dad, I'm tired. I want to go to bed. I said, you want to? But my little guy, I basically have to drag kicking and screaming up to bed because he wants to stay up and watch it all the time. In any event, I only made it to about the 11th, and I zonked out on the couch.
Really?
I was done for.
Where was this game played?
In Los Angeles at Dodger Stadium.
So it started late. What time did it start?
No, it started at 7 o'clock.
Okay, our time.
So 7 o'clock our time, 5 o'clock Pacific time.
Got it.
But I believe it wrapped up at, 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. And so
Really?
I did get up on the couch, and, the TV times out or whatever. So it had ours has the spinning clock on it, or the whatever you call it. And I went, should I turn it on to see what? No, I'll just look at my phone. I'm going to go back. So I went back to bed, and I just went, okay, I'll look at my phone in the morning. Because if I look at my phone at 3 a.m., it's going to be an hour and a half later.
Yeah, you're wide awake.
And then I'll be wide awake.
Scrolling for that time.
So anyway, but something happened last night. So this guy named Shohei Ohtani, I think you've heard of him.
What a stud.
As Mr. Money Talk Josh Arnold calls him, Shohei Ohtani.
Okay.
But I don't have the heart to correct him because I think it's adorable. In any event, he got on base 9 times in last night's game. 9 times.
So what did he go? What was his batting record?
He was 4 for 4.
Okay.
2 doubles, 2 home runs. He was walked 5 times. 4 of them were intentional.
Can I ask something?
It's gotten to the point where you can't pitch to him.
I was at the bar last night, and we were talking about this new. Is it true that you don't have to throw 4 balls anymore?
Correct. They changed that a couple of years ago.
To speed up play?
To speed up play, but also, I can't remember the exact reason, but basically, some people in the business said, well, this will reduce wear and tear in the pitcher, where they don't have to throw those 4 balls, which I don't necessarily.
Throwing the ball at 61 miles per hour.
Right.
Yeah.
But basically, it was to save time. Just like, just take your base, which I've always said it should be like that anyway. Just take the base.
I don't know why the other team is not just whipping balls at him to knock him out. Why are the Toronto Blue Jays not throwing balls as hard as they can at Ohtani and knock him out?
If Toronto injures him, it would be mutiny on the field.
Yeah, that's such bullshit.
What do you mean?
Because in football, people tried to murder Brett Favre. Literally tried to murder him.
Yes.
Bounties were on him.
Yep.
And you can't throw a little ball at Ohtani. That's a little too.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Would you like to stand in a batter's box and get hit by a 100-mile-an-hour fastball?
No. Would I want to stand there blindsided, get tackled by an animal trying to kill me, Brett Favre? No.
Okay.
I bet you anything, it hurts more getting sacked hard than it does a ball coming at you.
Well, as a guy
Depends on where the ball hits you, I guess.
A guy that's had both of those happen to him, I can tell you they both aren't pleasant experiences, but getting hit with a guy that can throw, I've been hit by a 90-mile-an-hour fastball in the head with a batting helmet on.
That's what happened.
And exactly.
We figured it out.
And that pretty much sealed my fate as a baseball player.
Well, I don't want to go for the head. I get that. But just to show him that we don't care. We don't care. We're pushing you back.
This is America.
We're pushing you back. Well, they're Canadian. We're pushing you back.
Right.
And we want you to not get up and hit a home run every damn time you're at plate.
The correct way to respond is what the Blue Jays ended up doing, which was just take your base. You're going to pulverize.
Go ahead and take second for all we care.
Right. We don't even. But it was somebody pointed out something very interesting because he's the rare player that is both an exceptional hitter and also a really good starting pitcher. And he's supposed to start the game tonight as a pitcher.
Okay.
After having just played 18 innings the previous night and also getting on base 9 times.
News to the world, Reavers. It's baseball. You can play 18 innings. You might get a little tired, but you're not getting physically exhausted.
Keep in mind, though, Mike, we're into late October. These guys have been playing since February.
Yeah, the vast majority of the time they're standing there.
Okay.
One guy throws a little ball a little faster than the hardest position in that entire game is a catcher because you got to bend over all the time.
That's true.
Right?
But I guess the main thing for me is I'm having a hard time. I mean, of course, I'm going to watch.
Sure.
I love baseball. But I'm having a hard time kind of getting into it because I hate the Dodgers so much. I hate the Dodgers because of what they represent as to what Major League Baseball has become. Major League Baseball has essentially become college football, where 5 franchises matter.
Yeah.
Everybody else, it just doesn't matter because of the imbalance.
Why is Shohei so good? Why is he so good? Shohei.
Because... Or as a local radio person who on a station that I'll remain nameless called him Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, why is he? What makes him, other than the fact that he's, gifted? Is there something?
Well, he's a
about
unicorn.
Him?
No one does what he does.
Yeah,
no one can pitch and hit that well.
Has there been a player in the history of baseball that shows what he has? Because what did he go? 3 for 3 the other day, 3 home runs, and had 10 strikeouts or something
he
crazy.
He had 10 strikeouts and 3 home runs in the clinching game to go to the World Series. Yeah.
That's some good baseball.
That's never happened before.
Never happened before. No. And baseball has been played a lot of games for a long time.
I believe last night either broke or tied the World Series record of a guy getting on base. So we're just talking about hitters getting on base 9 times in one game.
Yeah, but it went 18 innings. That's a little unfair.
Right, but I'm just saying that's also never been done. Because there was one guy for the Blue Jays that was 0 for 8.
No.
Yes.
Oh my God.
It was one of the outfielders. It wasn't Springer. It was one of the other outfielders that was 0 for 8 in the game.
Taking 0 for at 8 at bats.
That's not good.
That would suck. Well, it is a thing to watch. I went to are we still the official station of Minnesota United? FC?
I believe so, yes, and St. Thomas.
And St. Thomas. I went to the Minnesota United first playoff game against the dreaded Seattle Sonic Sounders.
Okay.
I don't even know what they were. And the one nice thing about this game is they don't do this standard bull crap that they do during regular season games where you can tie. I don't know why they allow a tie.
Yep.
Right? Someone's going to win. So we end regulation 0-0, which is an awesome time, right? So I'm a little tuned up. I'm going to be super honest, right? We went out a little earlier. I had a couple drinks in me, and I was having just a blast. And at some epiphanal moment, I looked around, and everyone was standing up. I said, name another sport that people are standing up, getting wild, and the score is 0-0 in the 61st minute, right? And I was like, well, it's a different breed of people. Sure. I happen to love that stadium more than any stadium in Minnesota. I think it's the best.
I've still never been.
Unbelievable. Super expensive. 3 drinks, $74.
What?
Yeah, 3 mixed drinks, right? 2 Tito's sodas and a Jameson, $74.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's not cheap. Not doubles. They weren't doubles. Regular, right?
Wow.
So, and that might have been with my tip. I don't know. I was like feeling it, right? So we stay, finally goes into a shootout, right? So we have a little shootout advantage.
Okay.
And then on the guys, their last try, right? On their last try, I'm thinking it was their last attempt, their guy hits the pipe, just this weenie shot, and hits the pipe. And I thought, you have one kick to win this match, just one. All you have to do is do this one thing, and you hit the post. It's like, what are you doing? No matter what, have it go in the net, right? Whether it's stopped or not is another thing, right?
Sure.
But don't miss. Don't miss the net, because that's just the goal. That's just embarrassing for your team. And then they do this thing where they sing Wonderwall from Oasis.
Yep.
That's a really nice thing, because they handed out these towels. And they had some sayings on the towels, and we never figured out what it was. And it was like, it wasn't "cause why not." What's the song in Wonderwall? Just because maybe.
Because maybe.
So we thought they handed out these towels, and I said, "Cause maybe." I didn't correlate it to the song from Wonderwall.
Yeah.
I thought, what a horribly lack of motivating word to say, well, because maybe we'll make it to the playoffs, through the playoffs.
Right.
I didn't get that it correlated to the song, and a guy next to me was nice enough to say, hey, Dip, it's because we play Wonderwall when we win, and they say, cause maybe gonna be. I was like, I didn't catch that correlation. So all these people out here that don't know that just think that our real power thing, like Roll Tide or Hotty Toddy, whatever it is Cause maybe
Maybe we'll do it.
I don't know. Like maybe we might. So that was my ice. So I skipped the World Series. When I got back to the Blackheart bar after the game, we went to the bar because you park there, right? It's real easy. Nice little bar on University, which is kind of funny going to a bar on University, right? Just not every day you do that.
Right.
They had the World Series going and they're playing, and people were all into it. And really, I mean, I was like, it was kind of cool to see people paying attention.
Yeah.
To the World Series.
I do have to ask you a question because I took in, the boys and I, we took in Mankato's opening night of hockey down at MSU Mankato.
Yes.
We took on hated rival RPI. That's a joke, of course. But it was fun. It's a great episode. I have to ask you this.
Yes.
Because I know you have a connection to St. Thomas.
Not been there yet.
That new arena looks pretty damn cool.
So I'm actually sort of pissed at my guy, that my connection.
Why?
He's the nicest man in the world. Love him. Another one of my buddies loves him too. We're a triad of friends that love each other. Half an hour before the game, the first game at the stadium, says, "Hey, are you guys here tonight?" I said, "No, I'm sorry, man. I didn't know. I'm sorry, I didn't know."
I don't have tickets.
Well, can you make it? He's like, "Well, are you inviting us 30 minutes before it starts?"
Oh my God. Okay, keep going.
Yeah,
keep going.
And so I'm like, no, Eric, I'm sorry, I can't make it. Then I had a banquet dinner to go to, right? And I said, I can't make it. If you would have maybe mentioned 3 hours ago, I would have shown up.
Right.
And then my buddy, who is he's a nice giver to that school, right? He's a very generous donator to that school. And he replies to the text and he says, I wasn't even invited. I'm like, you weren't even invited? Like,
and you're a booster?
You're a part of this thing. Like, they care about you. Me, I didn't even go there, right? I don't have any correlation.
Well, if you do get the opportunity, I could be your +1.
Oh, I think they did a really nice job from what I heard.
It does look cool.
Yeah. I'm very excited. It was a very big deal to put it there, and I think the team worked really hard. I mean, that school is getting a really excellent reputation.
When I was at the Mankato game Saturday night, they played Friday night, Saturday night, and they won both games. But I was having a conversation with a buddy of mine who I ran into at the game, who he and I went to school there together, and everybody in Mankato is saying the same thing.
Oh, really?
St. Thomas is could be a problem for us, meaning from a recruiting standpoint, and because Mankato to St. Paul isn't really that big of a, if you're a kid from Colorado,
it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter because you're far away from home anyway. But it's just that's going to be a problem.
Beautiful campus.
Yes.
New facilities.
Yes.
You're in the cities, right?
Yep.
Easy fly in and fly out. You're right next to the airport. There's some real positives to go into that school. Right?
And also, as we were waiting in line for our tickets, I was noticing the clientele, and so were my two sons. I'm thinking, it's so weird how Division I hockey players seem to attract really good-looking young women.
Weird?
I'm sure it's purely coincidental.
Bunnies. Isn't that
what they're called?
Jersey chasers,
Okay.
puck bunnies.
You know what? I want to get to something, but it's going to be a lengthy conversation based on what you just said. So let me talk about our friends at We Are Nuts and wearenutsmn.com. It's time to start thinking about that holiday corporate gifting this year. And you know what? Here's the thing. Don't be the person that sends out a lame gift. Be the hero that sends out toffee peanuts. That's right. I'm talking about We Are Nuts MN. Locally roasted, family owned, and dangerously good. Their corporate gift tins are fresh, festive, and also unforgettable. Whether you're thanking clients, rewarding employees, or just spreading holiday cheer, they've got you covered. Here's how easy that this is, ladies and gentlemen. Just visit wearenutsmn.com and you download the corporate gifting catalog. It's right there on the homepage. You pick your tins, whether it's the cashews, the mixed nuts, chocolate almonds, hokey pokey popcorn, even the famous 4. You send them your gift list, and then they're going to pack, personalize, and ship each tin, even with custom enclosure cards featuring your logo and also your message. I know it's tough to think about holiday gifting right now, but you got to place your order. If you want those by Christmas, you got to do that by November 14th. So go online to wearenutsmn.com, or you can call them directly at 612-781-6596. They are the best. It's We Are Nuts and wearenutsmn.com. The Weekly Scramble. We will be right back.
I did confirm the drinks that I had at Allianz because I don't want to give out bad news.
Oh.
They were all doubles. Maybe that's why I didn't know things were going so good. $74 for 3 doubles.
Okay.
I don't quite know how that worked because we all roughly had the same drink. I don't know how you divide 74,
well, I think
by 3.
It's typically too like a double isn't like you're not paying for 2 drinks. It's just an upcharge on the alcohol.
Yeah, I think it was $5 extra.
Correct.
My quick text that I got back, an extra $5 for a double. And the guy Jim, the bartender Jim, gave me the old head nod, like you have $5. Like,
just go for it.
I'm like, oh, whatever. Go do whatever.
So you mentioned the previous segment about your friend that texted you 8 minutes before the game started.
And I love that guy, so don't get me wrong.
I'm
not mad at him.
But I have a couple friends just like that, right? Where it's, hey, we're at such and such, and it's 7:45. I'm thinking, great, I'm in my pajamas.
Yes, I'm not going anywhere.
But I have a couple of friends that are like that. Where 20 years ago, when I didn't have kids and really nothing else going on, all right, cool. Hey, what do you think? Should we go down? Yeah, let's go down there. Well, I can't live like that right now.
Sure.
Even to the point where I remember having a friend had a great opportunity to do something really, really cool. And I had to call this person and I said, you don't understand. I can't just say, oh, sure, I'm going to drop whatever I'm doing right now because it's whether my kid's got a game or, whatever.
Sure.
I just love the people that don't, oh, yeah. I suppose you probably would have had to make plans in order to do something like that.
See, I think you're missing out.
Oh.
Do it. Just do it. But say to the kids, someone else is going to pick you up. I've seen enough of your games. By the way, you're batting like 11. Don't worry about it. All right? You play right field because you're not sure if the glove is on the left or right hand at this moment.
Oh, I got to tell you, too, because basketball season just started.
Fun. At least it's inside.
Right, but it damn near goes to spring break.
Yeah.
That's how long of the season basketball is.
They're quick. Games are pretty quick.
Yeah, and again, don't get me wrong. I love watching my kids
Constant
play sports.
action, too.
I do love it. It's so much fun, and the highs and the lows and everything like that. But I remember going, my God, basketball season just goes on forever. But it's good for them. It is anyway. But I love the whole aspect of, hey, are you here? As soon as you said that, I'm going to call him out. I thought of my buddy Joe. And I love Joe. I think you've even met Joe. Joe's the greatest. He and I we were buddies from college, and in fact he lives very close to my brother now, so they've become good buddies too. And it's just, you got to come down. First of all, you live an hour away from me.
Yeah, not running down there.
I can't just get in the car and run down.
You can.
But sure,
you just can.
I guess
you
I
would
could
have.
Yeah, if I didn't have two children to...
They're self-sufficient. Okay, I need your advice on this.
Talk to me.
I know we're digressing, but this show is about the digressions.
Yeah.
And tangentialism.
Yes.
I don't even know if that's a thing.
I love it.
Okay, so Buddy was telling me a story last night, and I'm with 4 adult men. I want to preface that.
All right.
Let me preface it even a little bit more. I'm with middle-aged men that all have a little bit of financial freedom.
Sure.
Right? So he gets a call from one of his buddies and says, hey, do you want to go to the Vikings game? And my buddy's like, I don't really want to go. And he's like, come on, it'll be fun. And he's like, I just don't want to go to the Vikings again. Finally, the guy says, come on, I need somebody to go with. Right?
Meaning this coming Sunday?
A couple weeks back. Right?
Gotcha.
So it was another one of our mutual friends, right? Okay. So my buddy says, he relents because the guy needs someone to go with.
Sure.
He goes there and the guy says, hey, yeah, the ticket was $260. And my buddy said, excuse me? He goes, yeah, your ticket was $260. He's like, oh, you invited me to a Vikings game that I didn't want to go to, that you pressured me into going, and you want me to pay you $260.
Wow.
What do you do? And I get it. And again, this is going to make me sound, chumpy and douchey. Both subjects have money. Both guys have money.
Right.
This is not I need the $260.
No, but it's the entire notion of the fact that you invited. Here's what I always do. Here's what and I'm not, because again,
you offer.
I always if I get offered something like that, I say, okay, what do you need for that?
Yeah.
And if they tell me,
what do you need for that? Yeah, there you go. That's
what do you need for that? Like either is it a favor? Don't get cute with that.
Sure.
Is it a favor? Is it monetary? Like what do you need for that? And oftentimes it's don't worry about it. That's usually the case, right?
Yeah.
But if he says $260, I'm like, I can't swing that.
They were at the game. These guys were at the game.
Ooh, that's
so. And my buddy was like, oh. Okay, and usually what happens is when someone buys the tickets that you're the invitee, then you pay for parking, drinks.
Yeah, right.
It might even actually cost you more than the ticket value.
For sure, yes,
right?
100%.
You're like, hey, I'm going to do all this other stuff. Prime example, last night.
Yep.
They brought me, I did all the rest of the stuff, right? And I thought, oh, that's a squirrely position. And my friend who went to the game as the invitee was like, I didn't know what to say. Like, I paid him the money. Like, I didn't know what to say. And I thought, you forced me to come because you were giving me this, I can't find anyone to go with. No, you couldn't find anyone to sell your ticket to. So now we're trying to think of a nickname for this guy, the ticket inviter. I don't know. I mean, we're going to all have to give him a lot of crap. Luckily, we're the type of friends that can say to another friend, whatever, 260.
Here's what you do.
Yeah.
Here's what you do. Say to Guy.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll tell you what, I've got to think of somewhere you'd like to go. Hey, I want to take you to this cool spot. It's great. And then when you get there, you give him a ride, and you say, okay,
gas money.
$20 for gas.
Oh, that's not a bad deal. From my house to Allianz Stadium, I live in Mendota Heights, to Allianz Stadium in an Uber. How much do you think it was yesterday?
Because I know where you live. Mm-hmm. What time of the day did you leave your house?
Before the game started at 8, we left at 6:30.
Ooh, that's prime. That's prime Uber rate.
Prime, yep.
I'm going to guess it cost you $40?
$13.
Really?
Uber is a good deal if you're planning on going out to drink. For $14 to get me from Mendota Heights to Allianz Field to the Black Heart.
I would have guessed it was way more than that.
I tipped the guy. First of all, his transmission was going out, so I tipped him big because I'm like, dude, I think your transmission's going out. Let me preface this too. I picked the lowest Uber. Like for that 1 10-minute ride, I don't need a black Uber.
No.
I'm by myself.
No.
I need like the guy that has a car running, but every time he would stop, like the transmission wouldn't kick back in to take off. It would go,
right.
So I had to give him a little extra money, and I kind of said, hey, you're going to need a new clutch pretty soon. Or whatever.
Well, Uber's cheap now until next Tuesday when Omar Fateh gets elected and we jack up all the...
Is that going to change? Because we want...
Well, remember, that was his big bill.
Yeah.
And it failed miserably. And that's what's so funny. Oh, we are... Okay.
Let's get into politics.
This is the section of the show where we get into politics. Because, and I'm only bringing this up because on GL earlier today, we had a couple of guests on just... basically sounding the alarm of what I've been saying for a number of weeks now. This is the most important election in the history of Minneapolis.
Okay.
It just flat out is. And so, and we actually had a gentleman on. His name is Jacob Hill, and he is I believe the executive director of all of Minneapolis. Are you familiar with this group? They're basically a left-leaning organization, but they're trying to say, we don't want this DSA crap.
Sure.
And said, hey, instead of someone like Omar Fateh, the city needs to rally behind Jacob Fry because he's truly the only candidate that has a chance of beating Omar Fateh in the general election.
Okay.
And it was a really interesting conversation. But what I love about all of these things that you're seeing, whether it's social media or in Star Tribune articles or whatever, about all these things that he's been championing, every single idea he has come up with has been a colossal failure, including the Uber and Lyft. Do you remember this?
Yeah, trying to shut down Uber and Lyft.
Basically said, well, they need to earn a good living wage. No, you don't understand.
They're in the gig economy.
You're in an independent contractor working for a corporation. When the corporation says, if you enact this bill,
we're gone.
We're pulling out our operation. That's not fiscally responsible. That means you're an idiot and you don't get how it works.
He took idiocy to the next level when he said, we'll just invent our own Uber. It's like, okay, sit back down, Omar.
Right. And you act like the city-run grocery stores. That'll be a great idea. You idiot. If Cub, Kowalski, Lund's, if they, Fratelloni's, if they say, well, that store can't work in that situation because no one's making any money, we're getting looted every day and we're getting robbed left and right, why in God's name do you think the city would have the right answer?
Reavers, I don't know. I do think Zoran Mandami and Omar Fateh are going to be litmus tests to see whether America makes it. And I think New York is going to be a really interesting spot because if first of all, Zoran's charming, right? He's a good-looking guy. He's got a beautiful smile, right? The kid has a beautiful smile. I can see why people are attracted to his candidacy.
Right.
He's going to flatten New York.
Oh,
Flatten. People are going to fly out of that. Anybody with money is going to say, I'm out of here. I'm not going to attempt communism in the town that I live in because communism has to take from the rich, right? They don't give it to the poor, by the way.
Right.
Communism just takes from the rich, makes everybody poor. So they said that Zoran Mandami, he's going to be the world's best realtor for places like Florida and Texas,
Arizona.
Right? And it's going to be, the problem is this pendulum is swinging so far in that town and this town, Minneapolis and New York. I don't know if it's going to be able to swing back.
You know, I was watching a piece, and then I did some due diligence and followed up with this about, and the piece was basically how New York could possibly be in this position just, and I know it's just, but just 24 years after 9/11. Mm-hmm. Think about that.
Yeah.
Where you are, and I think most of the polls are suggesting he's going to win.
He's going to win. He wants to globalize the Intifada, which if you don't know what that means, it means that I want to kill Jews on a global fashion. I think 11% of New York's is Jewish people.
Yep.
They're Jews, 11%. If one Jewish person votes for him, I'm going to wonder what's going on. Because when someone says, I'm okay with the continuation of the globalization of the Intifada, that would send chills up the back of my neck if I were Jewish. And I'd say, wait, what do you mean by that? And what's going to happen is he's going to have some crossover. I guess 11% of New York is Muslim, roughly 11% is Jewish. And I think, I wonder if Jewish people are going to say, let's take our chance because we believe in this sharp-looking, good-looking Muslim kid with a nice smile.
And I don't think whether it's someone like that or, I know I've brought this up before, but when you see somebody holding up a Queers for Palestine flag at a protest, and you're thinking, do you not understand?
Yes, that's not how this works.
How that culture is not accepting of your same vision.
Sure.
Not only that, but they would kill you.
They would kill you. Yeah,
well, I don't know
you're
how
not
you don't
living
get
in
that.
the real world. I do think it is a problem in Minneapolis, right? If Omar wins, I don't think he's going to, but if he does, it's going to be a problem. There's going to be some shakes happen in Minneapolis. Yep. Everything's not going to be joyous. I don't believe it's going to be the end-all, be-all like you said, right?
Well, go ahead.
But in New York, it's the financial capital of the world.
Right.
It's the number one city in the world. And you're going to have someone who does not have Western vibes to him, who was 9 years old during 9/11, right? He was only 9. He doesn't understand what happened in that town because he wasn't old enough to understand what happened in that town. And I think we have come a long way. It makes you kind of wonder who won that war, right? After 9/11 and all the war on terrorism. I'm not saying Mondami is a terrorist. That's not what I'm saying.
I know what you are saying. What you're saying is because we don't, not one bullet needs to be fired for there to be a war on this country.
Exactly. You can change it from within,
which is happening, by the way,
which he is going to do. And I'm sure he's an affable guy. He hasn't really had a job. He has 2 rich parents, yet he says he grew up poor. He has an aunt that was afraid to ride the subway after 9/11, but he doesn't actually have an aunt in New York who wore a hijab. So he's just a full of shit guy who wants to bring communism. I don't even want to call it socialism anymore because socialism, his kind, turns into communism. And then there's only one rule, right?
Yep.
It's the communist leaders. And that's what this guy is. And if New York is dumb enough to vote this guy in, that city's gone. Ergo, maybe the United States. If we lose Minneapolis, we don't lose the United States. If you lose the financial capital of the world because it's empty, because there's no more money left there, something's going to happen. Well, right? That's not good.
And so I want to use the quote that Jacob Hill used on the show earlier today because I think it's apropos of this conversation. Basically saying, because Joe asked him point blank about a win for a guy like Omar Fateh, what that would do, and he just says, well, again, I'm someone that I know, and again, he fully admitted, he goes, I know the two of us probably don't see a lot eye to eye ideologically. He says, but this will be a doom spiral if he's elected because it will just slowly start to drain.
Yep.
He said, you've already seen mass migration from an economic standpoint of people, and I think people are just waiting 7 more days to say, okay, well, we're either gonna hang on here and see what happens on Tuesday, or once we think what's going to happen on Tuesday happens, we're out of here.
Yeah, it's one difference between New York and Minnesota and Minneapolis is Minneapolis has the weak mayor system, right?
Yep.
So the mayor can't do everything. He's got a council filled with a bunch of interesting people.
And that's the
right?
problem. Yep.
So the council has more power. New York has a strong mayor system.
Right.
So the mayor does, one person has the ability to really sway that town. I hope that if both of these gentlemen win, they have a rush to the center. The problem is the Overton windows moved over about 800 degrees from the center, so who knows what the center is anymore. I long for the days, Reavers.
Talk to me.
that Bill Clinton could be farting around with some chick in the Oval Office, and he was such an incredible right centrist. When you look at his politics, Barack Obama's politics, they are centrists compared to what people are today.
I'm not going to join you with the Barack Obama because I think that's really
didn't believe in gay marriage, didn't want illegal immigration. 90% of the things he was really after, except for public health care, right? Government supplied health care, he was pretty centrist. We'd agree with him much more than we would Zandami or Omar Fateh, right?
Maybe.
The only nice thing about this is 2028 is coming up, right? And potentially our beautiful president, Donald J. Trump, is going to figure out how to run for a third term. Right? He's getting all these hats for 2028. But if he does, he's going to have a challenger and have the hardest run, because I promise you right now, in fact, I'd like you to look this up online if you could. What's the gambling odds on AOC becoming our next president?
Oh, boy.
She's the only thing that they have that could win, and I think she's going to win.
Before I do that, what a perfect time to welcome back our friends at Harmony Spirits.
Oh, I need a drink right now. I had some last night.
Really?
Yeah, I had a pre-drink before my $13 Uber.
Atta boy. Here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. They've always been friends of the Weekly Scramble podcast and also the Beer Show and, of course, Garage Logic. And we're so happy that they're back with us here because it's handcrafted spirits made right here in the great state of Minnesota, Harmony, Minnesota, to be fact. And you know what? Fall is a great time to stop into that tasting room. And they always have a lot of really cool events coming up. And their Facebook page is very active. You just have to search Harmony Spirits Distillery, and that fall menu is out right now. I was actually just looking at it a moment ago. The caramel apple made with rum, apple cider, and caramel. You've got the Big Buck. You've got the s'more, which I almost want to try the s'more. But the problem is I'm not big on cream mixed with alcohol.
I think I've tried this more.
Okay.
You know why?
Why?
Because I picture this. We're at a bar together, you and I go, give me some more. Is that not what I did?
I don't think that's the same drink.
Okay, different.
But it's, you know what? It doesn't matter. Vodka, gin, rum, whiskey, the bourbon barrel aged. It's all great stuff. And also the Wild Oats whiskey is also available. But here's how you can really help out our friends at Harmony Spirits. Go into your local liquor store and ask for the Harmony brand by name. That is how they're going to continue to grow. And we thank each and every single one of you supporting Harmony Spirits right there in Harmony, Minnesota. The Weekly Scramble. We will be right back.
I do have the betting odds for presidential candidates.
You ready?
Yep.
You found the odds, huh?
I did find some odds while you were doing that beautiful ad. I'm so glad Harmony's back.
Oh, they're the best.
They just feel like part of the show.
And Larry and Damon. So if I forgot to mention this, if you stop in at the tasting room, say hi to Larry and Damon. They're two of the greatest guys ever. They're really, really cool.
If you don't live close, they'll probably let you stay at their house.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
In fact, tell Larry, Reaver said I could crash on your couch.
Yes, on your at your pad.
Absolutely.
Okay. Number one. Do you want me to go 1 to 10, or you want me to go which way?
You
Let me start at number one.
Okay.
Number one, so far today, as of October 22nd, 2025, we have JD Vance plus 200.
All right.
Plus 200. If you're not a betting guy, what is it? You gamble at $100, you get
win
200 back.
Yep.
Okay. Gavin Newsom's plus 350. Guess who's third on the list?
Gavin Newsom is the second.
Yep.
You know what? I hope he runs.
Oh, yeah.
I really do.
He's going to. Did you hear his story about how he was a poor kid just playing basketball, making ends meet?
The absolute definition of pandering.
That is cheesy.
He went on an NBA podcast. It's Steven Jackson, and I cannot remember the other guy that's on the show with Steven Jackson. But yo, man, and he's doing it's the same thing that Hillary did with the hot sauce.
Yeah, I was going to say, did he have hot sauce in his gym bag?
And the fact that they pull this off and think, oh, everyone will buy this. You're such a fraud.
Why don't the guys that are doing the interview say, time out, Gavin. Your name's Gavin, first of all.
All right.
You grew up, you were on the cover of a magazine about rich children in Malibu or whatever the hell it was. This isn't you.
Wonder Bread.
Yeah, I mean, you grew up with Wonder Bread. Oh my God, slumming it with Wonder Bread. Why don't they call him out and say, you're not one of us. You're not the next black president like Bill Clinton was. Right? You are a white, upper class when everyone else is forced to stay in their house because they have to wear a freaking mask because you told them to, and you're at the French Laundry with 13 friends spending 10 grand on dinner. Screw you.
Right.
Love him though. Because I don't know him, so I got to love him.
Number two.
He was number two. Number three. AOC at plus 1,200.
Wow.
She's number 3 in betting odds. Pete Buttigieg at 1,600 plus 1,600. I love this one. Donald Trump Sr. at plus 2,000. Donald Trump Jr. at plus 2,000. So he and his son have the exact same betting odds. Plus 2,000, right? Marco Rubio at plus 2,000. Ivanka Trump plus 2,500. Did you hear about the a-hole that was giving her a bunch of crap on a plane?
No.
She was on a JetBlue flight. First and foremost,
what are you doing?
What is she doing with her family? 3 kids and her husband. And some guy said, I'm not sitting next to her. She's Nazi. And just lost his damn mind on a JetBlue flight.
Please tell me he was apprehended and all that. Whatever.
Doesn't she have a jet that her dad had sitting around, like a smaller jet?
You would even think just from a security standpoint.
Yeah.
But you know what? Here, I'll give her credit. Maybe that's her saying, no, we're just going to get on a plane like normal people do.
No.
Okay.
That's stupid. If that's her thought, she's not normal people.
All right.
Her dad's her dad is the president of the United States.
Yeah.
They're shooting at him. You take a little precaution.
That is a
right?
good point.
And
yeah.
oh, by the way, your dad's a multi-billionaire. Fly in a different plane. Right? Don't be stupid. Don't take JetBlue. I didn't even know JetBlue was a thing anymore.
Oh, yeah. It's because that's the one. Remember the...
Aren't they combining with Spirit Air?
No. Well, maybe. I don't know about that. But remember the great story about JetBlue is when the male airline attendant...
Flight attendant,
yeah. Yeah. Freaking catapulted out of there with 2 drinks. Don't you remember that story?
Oh, yeah. Where he just opened the door and jumped out. Yeah, that's classy. Okay, so number 8, Ivanka Trump at 2,500. Gretchen Whitmer... 2,500 plus 2,500. Josh Shapiro at 2,500.
Okay.
Andy Bashir at 2,500. Kamala Harris plus 3,300. I have to digress on Kamala Harris. Did you hear the interview where she said, some people might say that I was the most qualified person ever to run for president?
Not only did I see it when I attempted to play it for Joe, he said,
Yes.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear anything.
You have to hear that.
I know, but he
What color is the sky in your world when you think you're qualified to be a dog catcher?
Right.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
See, when you bring up AOC, I love her. Here's why. I know you do.
Latina.
I know. Settle down.
Come on, everybody.
I know why you love. Okay. I hope to God she gets the nomination.
Love it. I hope she wins.
Why?
I could stare at Gavin Newsom or ugly J.D. Vance, or have hot Latina.
I got
AOC making up things. Honest to God, I might get free stuff from the government too for a while.
I got news for you.
Yeah.
You can look at her anytime you want.
Not in a presidential fashion.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of powerful women.
Kristi Noem.
Even more powerful.
Right.
And then Jared Kushner, 30 plus 3,300. And I forgot Tulsi Gabbard's at 3,300 too, and then Wes Moore at plus 3,300. So it really drops off. I mean, to think AOC is only plus 1,200, that is pretty amazing. She's 3rd on the list, and I guarantee you, the problem is with this party, the left side of the aisle, you have to have a candidate with some grievances, right? And AOC is now saying all people of color, black, brown, indigenous, all of them, she's saying, we're all aggrieved. Come to me. Come to me, because I'm the mother.
I'll be the savior.
I'll be the Mother Teresa. You can metaphorically suck on the teat.
No, don't say that.
Can't you say that? Because she's feeding them, because she's our mother.
Right.
As long as you're indigenous, black, brown, yellow,
We're
red.
here to help you.
As long as you're a perceived minority, even though Asians make more money than everybody, Pakistanis make more money than everybody, when they come here, they're not aggrieved, right? They're the best of the best. So she's bringing this consortium of people that are aggrieved. And if she can do that, she will be the next president. I would put down a bunch of money on her, but 12 plus 1,200 is not enough.
I will say this. I personally, after what happens next Tuesday, I don't think it's going to matter.
You don't
anyway.
think you don't even really care.
So whatever.
Yeah.
Let's just all enjoy the boat ride.
If that happens next Tuesday,
swirl the drain.
If those 2 races, Minneapolis and New York, go, she's a shoo-in. They found their line. They found it, and they said, "Oh, we can go ultra far left and win."
Oh my God,
Reavers, I can't wait. Just think of when Trump does that dance where he does his little arm.
Yes.
I wonder what dance she does. She can show everybody how to use garbage disposals, because when she got that garbage disposal and she put up that tweet, the best. I can't wait. I'm going to start. Do they have Republicans for AOC?
You mean like white dudes for Harris?
Yes.
Is that what you're going
or queers for Palestine?
I
Is
gotta
all making
find-
sense?
I gotta find this thing that I'd sent to myself because I wanted to bring it up with you. But basically, we were talking about the government shutdown, and I'm trying to find it because it's so great. It's just so great. Oh, here we go. Here's today's lesson in irony. Are you ready for this, Michael? And this is from Jason Whitlock, who I love. And I know he can be controversial, but I freaking love him.
He's almost kind of mean to black people, yet he's a black person.
Today's lesson in irony.
Yeah.
You ready? The food stamp program is administered by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. They proudly report that they distribute free meals and food stamps to over 46 million people on an annual basis in this country. Meanwhile, the National Park Service, run by the U.S. Department of the Interior, asks us, please do not feed the animals. Their stated reason for this policy being that the animals will grow dependent on the handouts, and then they will never learn to take care of themselves.
I've heard that one
This
before.
concludes today's lesson in irony.
That's
questions?
very sad. It's sad but true, right?
But because I played the clip yesterday I was astounded by that. It was a CBS News report over the weekend where 1 in 8 people rely on that program.
Yeah, during President Obama's tenure, 55 million Americans got food stamps in a year. 55 million. And you and I pulled the stats. Remember, 23% of food stamps are paid for sugary drinks. So they're buying sodas 23% of the time.
But they're also not, in some cases, not spending it on food.
Yeah, I mean, soda's not food.
No. Right? I'm saying they're being paid for with nail care and all sorts of different things that's not what it's for.
No, the simple fact is you and I don't want anybody starving. We don't want people starving.
No, and I prefaced yesterday by saying I completely understand that there are people that absolutely need this, and I am not disparaging them at all.
Just think young Gavin Newsom probably was on SNAP.
Well, yeah, poor guy had to eat Wonder Bread.
Yeah, eat Wonder Bread. There's something very sad about it because I could see how you could become dependent on that stuff real quickly, right? And it would be hard. I wish there was a way that they could say, hey, you can still get food stamps. As you make a little bit more money, it doesn't just go away. We let you get up and get some wins under your belt, right? Yeah. So if you find a job for making $10 an hour, you still get full food stamps. At $20 an hour, you still get them. But at $30 an hour, you start to wean you off of them because you're all of a sudden making a bunch of money, right? And slowly get people to say, oh, it doesn't penalize me for winning, for finding the American dream.
Right.
But half of the people in America, politicians I'm speaking, don't want people like that, people on food stamps to win. Because if they start to win, they don't vote left anymore.
Right.
They don't do it.
Yeah.
Reavers, I did hear something interesting, and I thought you'd want to know.
Okay.
And I need to really ask you a question. What's the difference between black-eyed peas and chickpeas?
Oh, boy. What is the difference between black-eyed peas and chickpeas?
Black-eyed peas can sing a song, but chickpeas can only hum us one. Only hum us one. I see what you did there because you thought I was going to do that.
Oh, boy.
The chickpea and I see what you did. Reavers, you are the best.
Thank you, Michael. Please do us a favor, rate and review the show wherever you happen to be listening, the Weekly Scramble podcast. It helps other people find the show, and it helps us out as well, and we appreciate each and every single one of you. His name is Mike Fredoloni. My name is Chris Reavers. Thank you so much for listening to the show today. We'll talk to you again next time. Until then, cheers.